Hello Team FRAG-MENTAL, hope you're doing well. In this video I've got some stunning, affordable niche fragrances to tell you about. But before you turn off the video, if you think niche content isn't for you, don't be so quick because all these fragrances are cheaper than some designer fragrances. Yeah, I know, it's a thing. I gotta come clean, this is not my video idea. I was recording my podcast, the Scent Geeks podcast, with my co-host Steve from the YouTube channel Frags to Riches. Shout out to Steve, go and check his channel out if you haven't already. And we were just talking about how a lot of niche fragrance videos don't get watched and niche fragrances get overlooked because people think that all niche fragrances are going to be too expensive and out of their price range, and that's not always the case. So Steve said he would love to see a video based on niche fragrances that are cheaper than some designer fragrances. So here we are, I'm doing it for you, Steve. I hope you enjoy the video. Sometimes if I don't put niche in the title of a video, some people in the comments have a go at me because they want to know if it's niche content, because if it says niche in the title, they're not going to tune in. What I'm doing is I've got a very famous, very popular designer fragrance, which I'm using the price of this fragrance as the benchmark price. Now, what I'm going with is Dior Homme Parfum. I know this isn't one of the cheapest designer fragrances. If I'd have gone too cheap, it wouldn't have given niche a fair chance. I could have gone all the way to the top end of the designer price range. We'd be looking at a Tom Ford probably. So for example, Tom Ford Ombre leather, £120 for 100ml, so that's £1.20 per ml. I didn't want to go all the way to the top, so I've come a little lower than that. And I've picked Dior Homme Parfum because this is retailing on Dior's website for £112 for 100ml, so that's £1.12 per ml. So that is the benchmark price for designer fragrances that we're going to be comparing all these fragrances to in this video. They are all cheaper than this one from Dior, and they're some of my absolute favorites. So stay tuned because I want to tell you all about them. The first brand I would like to bring to your attention is one that you've maybe not heard of. I don't hear a lot about this, although I do see quite a lot of adverts on YouTube. I discovered this brand earlier this year in the last few months and I've been really impressed. They are called Sunnamusk. They are based in London. They've got some really nice fragrances. The one that I have here is probably my favorite from the brand. It's called Amber Rose. This is a woody, musky, jammy rose type of scent, but it opens up quite designer-like actually. It's very mass appealing, I would say, fills the air, very diffusive, and then it dries down to become much more niche-like, so it becomes this rich, sensual fragrance that just lays on top of your skin like velvet. Really impressed with this scent. I'm even more impressed with the cost of this because this retails, full retail, £70 for 100ml, so that's 70 pence per ml. So obviously quite a bit cheaper than the Dior, and I think you're getting a good quality with this, and I really like the presentation of the brand as well. So that is the first one, Sunnamusk. Another brand that I've just discovered over the last few months is Jacques Fath. I've actually got my two favorites from the brand here. The first one I'm going to mention is Curacao Bay. As you can see with its blue color, this is a marine-like fragrance, but it's got this tropical feel to it as well. It's got lots of depth and warmth, so I think it's quite versatile. I could easily wear this all year round. It's not just a fleeting citrusy type freshy scent that is going to get lost in the cooler air. So maybe if it's a little cooler and you just want to be reminded of some summertime good vibes, then that is a brilliant fragrance. Spray this on, get some nice summertime feels. The nose behind this fragrance is Cécile Zaharoff, one of the most famous perfumers in the world, and she's done a fantastic job with this one. I love it, and whenever I've talked about this, a lot of people also say that they really enjoy this one. There's not a lot that you can't like about this fragrance. It's very, very mass appealing. The price per ml on this one, if you get the smaller 50ml bottle, works out at £1.20, so all the way up to that sort of Tom Ford price range, so more expensive than the Dior, but still really good value for the quality that you're getting. And as I mentioned, it's a Cécile Zaharoff fragrance. But if you buy this big boy, if you buy this 200ml bottle, the price per ml goes right down and it works out at 53 pence per ml, which is stunning value. I know it's a big bottle, maybe you're worried you won't get through it, but you can just spray this stuff all the time and it's quite versatile, so I think you could run through this big bottle quite fast. The other one from the brand that I really love is called Velour Boise, and again this is a rich, deep, woody, musky type of scent with a gorgeous boozy whiskey note, perfect for autumn and winter. They don't do a 200ml bottle of this one, so the largest size you can get is 100ml, and it works out at 95 pence per ml. So far, all these fragrances are cheaper than the Dior when you look at the cost per mil. And the other good thing about Jacques Fath is they ship for free. They ship from France, but they ship free all over the world. And I think you get some samples in there as well. So definitely a brand that I would say is worth looking into if you haven't already. The next brand I want to mention is Amaroud, and this is probably my favorite, I think, at the moment from the house. It's Santal Sky. This is a gorgeous, creamy sandalwood fragrance, but with a nice fizzy absinthe note. The price on this, I'm cheating a little bit because at full retail, the price on these is £1.60 per mil. So still really good value for the quality of fragrance and the amazing presentation. But I always see these discounted. I've seen them on Amazon selling for less than that. This exact fragrance, Santal Sky, is currently listed on Harrods website. It's got a little bit of a discount, £111 for 100 mil, so £1.11 per mil. Amazing value for what I think is a gorgeous fragrance and a little bit cheaper than the Dior. Moving on to the next one, which is a brand I've talked about quite a lot in some recent videos, and it's Matia Libra, another Paris-based house, and this one is called Patchouli Fig. This is gorgeous. This is like an earthy, chocolatey patchouli blended with a sweet, rounded, fruity fig notes. Really enjoyable fragrance. My other favorite from Matia Libra is called Absinth Guiac. I've mentioned this recently in my autumn video, and the absinthe here seems to provide this lively, fizzy, fun quality, very attention-grabbing. Such a unique fragrance. I've not smelled anything else like this one, and it is very versatile. I could wear this all year round. It's also grounded by some darker notes. There's some amber and some leather in here, so really loving this one. The price on these two from Matia Libra is 91 pence per mil, and you also get free shipping. The next brand is actually connected to this one by the perfumer of Absinth Guiac, and I'm going to talk about a Teo Cabanel fragrance. This was one of my favorites of last year. It's called Ooh La La, and the perfumer of these two fragrances, and of many fragrances at the moment, his name keeps cropping up, is Patrice Revillard. He's also done Et Voila from Teo Cabanel, which is this powdery, musky, second skin type of a scent, which is a great alternative to summer citruses. Ooh La La is an indulgent tobacco fragrance with some hazelnut, lots of creamy sandalwood. The iris in Ooh La La is a little bit lipsticky like you get in the Dior Homme line, so if you like that sort of metrosexual type smell, I think you'd really like the profile of this fragrance. This is a bit more gourmand with the hazelnut and the creamy sandalwood, but I get superb performance. This is selling on Teo Cabanel's website for 89 pence per mil, and they do seem to offer free shipping, although they don't seem to be shipping to the UK at the moment. It wasn't in the drop-down list of destinations. Don't know what's going on with that, but anywhere else, you're good pretty much. If you're in the States, they will ship to you. If you're in the UK and you wanted to pick this one up, it's a little more expensive. There's a store called Scent City. They are selling this at £1.05 per mil, but they've got a little discount on at the moment. If you add it to your basket, it comes out at 92 pence per mil, so not far off that 89 pence from Teo Cabanel's website. The next niche brand I'm going to mention is Kierin NYC. This is another beautiful sandalwood fragrance called Santal Sky. There's a lot of sandalwood fragrances in the list today, but that's fine by me. It's a note that I really enjoy. This and all the other Kierin fragrances seems to retail at around about the 98 pence per mil mark here in the UK. There does seem to be a decent price at the grooming clinic at the moment, so check that one out, but it's a brand that I enjoy and can recommend to you. The final affordable niche fragrance I'm going to talk about in this video comes with a little bit of a plug, because my website Luxe Parfum is the only UK retailer that is currently selling Zaharoff, and the fragrance I'm going to mention is Zaharoff's signature Pour Homme. Very popular fragrance. I'd describe this as classic lavender fougere meets Middle Eastern style perfumery, because there's some spices, incense and resins in there. It works out at £1 per mil, so very affordable for a niche fragrance. As I said, it's available on my website Luxe Parfum, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go there and check it out. If you're based in the UK, we only ship to the UK. So Zaharoff's signature Pour Homme is the final affordable niche fragrance that is cheaper than some designer fragrances. So tell me, are you someone who would write off niche fragrances because you think they're too expensive? Look, I'm not saying that everyone is going to be buying Tom Ford fragrances or Dior Homme Parfum or even Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Maybe even some people think they're too expensive, and that's absolutely fine. But these do crop up on a lot of designer lists. They are designer fragrances. So I just wanted to highlight that not all niche fragrances are more expensive than designer fragrances. Some can actually be cheaper. So definitely worth looking into, and definitely worth not skipping over those niche videos, okay? Come on, we need the views, guys. Don't skip the niche. Let me know if there are any fragrances that you have in your collection that are niche and you think are exceptional value and maybe even cheaper than some designer fragrances. I would love to hear your recommendations. I'm sure there are quite a few that I haven't mentioned in this video. These are my favorites. These are the ones I own in my collection. I hope you've found something useful in this video. If you have, please hit the like button and maybe even subscribe. And if you do that, I'll see you in the next one.